But so when you're doing these videos and do you ever have one that you do it and it just doesn't live up to what your expectations were?
All the time. Now I know you're about to ask me, so let me think of some. Probably like back in the day, like 1 out of every 4 videos we filmed just never got uploaded because they were just not good. Yeah, because especially when I was like 19 and 20, like I had no idea, right? You know, like I'd come up with an idea, let's climb a building with plungers, right? And then, you know, you can't do it, all right? So that's an example of one that failed. But then other times, like we spent 24 hours on a deserted island. And I don't know, the content wasn't really there. It was kind of hot, and so we were a little miserable, and we weren't really like in the funny mood. So like literally 2 days later, we just went back out and redid it and re-spent 24 hours on a desert island. And so sometimes we'll like, if I don't think the content's good enough, we'll just refilm it and stuff like that. And
so do you review it with your friends? Do you review it personally? Like, how do you just
usually
make those
it's just
decisions?
Me. Yeah.
So you just sit down and go, this is not up to my standards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've never struggled with. Like, if I don't think something's like good and like the best we can do and revolutionary, our audience will love it, I have no problem killing a video, even if we spent $1 million on it.
I think that's probably one of the main reasons for your success, other than your obsession and your dedication and discipline, is that you don't have to answer to anybody. Like I don't know how many people could do what you do. Like to get to your position is very unique. And one of the beautiful things about something like YouTube is that you can get there. Because other than this, like if you worked for, if this was a show on NBC or something like that, you would have to run this by so many people.
I'd kill myself.
You'd have so many kitchen staff in there trying to put their ingredient in the soup. There'd be so many chefs.
They'd want to standardize things so it's replicable, and that's how you kill innovation.
Yeah, and then they would also say, like, what do you think about us doing another show similar to yours, maybe one of your friends hosting? And they're they would try to do branch offs. Yeah,
it's brutal.
Yeah,
I get that vibe. It's funny you bring it up because that's the world you came from. I get that vibe sometimes when we work with production crews, and I kind of see a little bit of that world, how it's like a lot more standardized. And
when you work with production crews, do they like come up with ideas and you're like, hey,
yeah,
it's not what it's not what you're here for.
Like what am I trying to say? It's like they're used to scripted stuff, and we're not scripted, so it's like they just like. You don't know. Like we're planning on it taking 2 hours. The fucking thing could take 20 hours. I don't fucking know. Whatever this hypothetical scene is, right? And so like the kind of the way we do things to them, it just seems so barbaric. But it's like that's how you get that natural, authentic stuff that's not scripted.
And if you do work with a production company, then you have to deal with like I guess unions and time. Like they have a certain amount of time on set. Like it seems like you work until you get it done.
Yeah, usually. Yeah. Well, so actually what we do is, and this is probably one of the smartest things we've done, is we have multiple different teams that we're working on building out. So they rotate videos. So Team A will do, hypothetically, whatever, Antarctica, and then Team B isn't on the Antarctica video, and they're working on the next video. And then while I'm filming with Team B, Team A is working on their video. So they like rotate, so that way. And I'm trying to build out fully fledged production teams, creative teams, editing teams, all super independent. So then I can do a video a month, and each team's only responsible for one video, which that's plenty of time to like get a video done, and and you have downtime in between your videos and stuff like that. Instead of like most YouTubers, it's just one team, and they're trying to have them do it all, which just honestly isn't sustainable.
Yeah, well, it seems like when you're looking at this business that you've built, it's so large. Like, there's no way you could just have one team; they'd be dead.
Well, you'd be surprised. That's how everyone else is building theirs.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, people who try to do what we do, but I mean, it's hard enough to build one team, and so like building multiple ones, it's a lot.
Do you have a lot of guys that are trying to copy the format that you've put together?
Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really affect me. I don't like to waste energy worrying about that type of stuff. At the end of the day, it's like, it doesn't hurt me, so go for it.
It actually probably helps you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone gets compared to MrBeast.
Yeah, like a lot of YouTubers get like triggered when other people quote unquote take their ideas or whatever. But
do they though?
They really do. I mean, that's like all the time. Like someone will do something like, and it's funny. It's usually like people who copy tons of other YouTubers, and they do one thing original, and then some other people take it and they just throw a hissy fit.
Okay. Well, it's like they probably get attention from throwing the hissy fit.
Whenever we do something, usually like thousands or at least hundreds of other people do it, and
of course,
it's part of it.
Yeah, but when you do something like the Squid Games thing, like there's no way anybody can.
Yeah, but see, technically that's not an original idea. You know what I mean? So
I saw some really bitchy take on your Squid Game thing, copying other people's content, that he's profiting off of copying other people's content. And it's from a comedian. I was like, shut your mouth. Like,
Well,
you think that's easy what he's doing? This is so crazy.
Also, the guy who wrote Squid Game said he loved people doing recreation of Squid Games. He did an interview where he's like, I love it. And he encouraged it. So,
well, it's just a hater's take.
Yeah, it's not even logical. Like, the actual creator of the show is like, hey, do this. And it's like, okay, if you insist.
Haters are never logical. But what my point was, when you get to the position where you're at, like, you must have a lot of haters.
I don't really pay attention to it.
Good for you. That's a great attitude.
Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
It's kind of a waste of time.
It's 100% a waste of time. It's so stupid, but it's so common for people to concentrate on that, make response videos.
I wouldn't be a fraction of but also we don't really, to be honest. I mean, and most people are positive about it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we help people. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I reinvest everything. I don't live in a mansion, and I just try to make the best videos I can.